All right, so page 58, so it says verify that the Pythagorean theorem holds true for two additional triangles. So we're given that a right triangle with side lengths 8, 15, and 17. So we figured that the Pythagorean theorem is when we have a squared is plus b squared is equal to c squared, where a and b are the legs, which are the shorter sides, and the longest one is c. Okay, so let's see. This is 8, which is smallest, so we can just put it as 8 squared plus 15 squared is equal to 17 squared. So let's see if this is true. So 8 squared plus 15 squared is going to be 64 plus 225 is equal to 289. So if when you add these two up, you do get 289 on the left, and right side is 289, and therefore it is true. So Pythagorean theorem holds true for this triangle too. Let's see, for this one, same thing, 7, 24, and 25. So a squared plus b squared is equal to c squared once again. And it's going to be 7 squared plus 24 squared is equal to 25 squared, right? So let's just figure this out, which is 49. And 24 squared is 576. And 25 squared is equal to 625. And when you do add these up, you do get 625 on the left and as well as on the right side. So the Pythagorean theorem holds true for any kind of right triangles. And use the Pythagorean theorem to determine the length of the hypotenuse in each right triangle. Round your answer to the nearest tenth if necessary. So we're given the two legs, but not the hypotenuse, right? So it's going to be, once again, we use this Pythagorean theorem, a squared plus b squared is equal to c squared. So a squared is going to be 8 squared. B squared is going to be 8 squared again. So 8 squared plus 8 squared is equal to c squared. 8 squared, when you solve it, it's 64. 8 squared, when you solve it, is 64. So 64 plus 64 is equal to c squared. When you add these two up to get a whole number, the one whole number on the left side, you get 128 is equal to c squared. But we don't want squared, right? We want c by itself. They're asking you for the hypotenuse, which is c only, not c squared. So all you gotta do is just to take the square root of 128. So c is equal to square root of 128. That's how you get this rid of the c being squared. So take the square root, square root of 128, you get close to 11.3. Okay, so that means this hypotenuse is 11.3. Same thing for this. We have two legs, which is 10 and 15. So 10 squared, a squared plus b squared is equal to c squared, which is 10 squared plus 15 squared is equal to c squared. 10 squared is 100 plus 15 squared is 225. When you add these up, you get 325 is equal to c squared. Once again, we don't want c squared, we want c by itself, so you just have to take the square root both sides. So you get square root of 325, plug it in the calculator, you get 18.0, or 18, but it says to round it to your nearest tenth, so I just added a 0, okay? So it's 18.0.